Hiya. So it's me again, and today we are back with another episode of the Champion Legion progression. This marks episode 28, and episode 28 is actually a very special episode. Not just because 5, 10, 15 that I spent money on the Adele and the Bowmaster. 5, 10, 15 happens every now and again, which of course it does make the episode a little bit more fun and a little bit longer, and I have to put a lot more effort into making the video. But the most important thing is actually the Inkwell note that came out a few days ago. The reason why this Inkwell note is so important is because it actually confirms that the Champion Legion is going to be showing up in the August update. Now, the reason why this is so important is because for the past few months, I was kind of having my doubts as to whether this system was actually going to come to GMS, because when the summer update came around and when Legion Champion should have been released, it wasn't released. So there was legitimate concerns that Legion Champion just wasn't going to end up over here. And, of course, with all the Go West stuff and things of that sort, would make you believe that there is a very real chance that Legion Champion is not showing up. But, of course, we can cast all of our doubts aside now because that is not the case. So, very special episode. I'm going to go over the Inkwell note and go over, the most important things during the 5, 10, 15. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Remember to like, comment, and sub, or I will literally eat your mesos faster than Star Forcing does. Alrighty, so here's the Inkwell note, and this Inkwell note was actually very loaded in comparison to the Inkwell notes that came before it. So they're just recapping things that have happened recently, like the release of Mo Xuan, Sia Estelle, and the expansion of familiar cards. The first important section, besides just thanking everybody, is the information about boss power crystals. First, I'd like to provide some clarity on boss power crystals, which were mentioned in the previous Inkwell note. In that note, I let you know that we would review the sales trends of power boss crystals, or boss power crystals, and reflect the results in the game by V260. After sufficient internal discussion and review, we ultimately decided to not adjust the weekly sales of boss power crystals in GMS and keep it at 180. So, for some people, this is a benefit. For some people, they might be a little upset because if it was to get changed to 90, then you would have to adjust the prices of later game bosses. So, it's kind of 50-50, like it has its pros and cons, but to be honest, boss power crystals have never been like a super big problem in this game, as long as they make it so that here in Heroic that we're able to have boss meals to generate large amounts of income. There should be no problem, and keeping it at 180 is totally fine, and it doesn't ruin or mess up the people who have a whole bunch of Enlomian mules. So that's what can we really say about this? This information was previously announced in the official Discord channel, but the message wasn't clear, leaving some people to believe the matter was still under review. I would like to inform you that it has officially been confirmed as no change. Public test server. Oh my god. For the past few months, I have been asking for this. Stability in this game is so bad, and having a public test server can help you iron out all of the kinks before a patch actually goes live. This should have been in the game ages ago, but the fact that they're actually bringing this in is going to be absolutely massive. Interactive World Merge and the Auction House. Now, I'm not super experienced when it comes to interactive, so I don't know what sort of effects this will have. If you have any comments about this, or if you are experienced in interactive and you have something to say about this, you can leave it down in the comments below. MapleCon, quite frankly, I don't care. I said the thing. Okay, we're gonna try not doing that. Okay, V262 and 263. So the August update, once the what is the update called again? The event called the Morning Star Banquet. Yeah, once that's over with, we're gonna have Midnight Carnival I don't. Is this? I don't think this. This might actually be. What's it called again? Night Troop. This might just be Night Troop. I could be wrong. Legion Champion. Confirmed to be on August 27. Champion Burning, which is not even useful for me anymore. I don't know what characters I actually will level up, but I guess I can get some free levels out of this. Challenger Leap, so we're also going to be bringing our Moshuan from Challenger World back to Hyperion, which is free 1 crit damage for the entire account. And then the September update is also going to be huge because you get the skill revamp, which is the 2-minute patch. Hexastat 3. Boss reward improvements. I don't remember what this exactly includes. Baldrix, who cares? This is like maybe for like the top few thousand players. Destiny weapon is cool. UI revamp. This is probably the best part of this update. I don't know why this isn't up here. The UI revamp actually makes this game look like it's not from 2007, which is really awesome. Cash Shop UI and MVP revamp. Who cares? I don't know what the Strange Tides event is. Yeah, so it actually is Night Troop. Midnight Carnival is Night Troop. Okay, yeah. So pretty good stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming. And then they also address some really important matters under just the patches over here. So the first one is the expansion of level 3 links to all jobs. Now, this is actually going to be very useful because there's a lot of link skills that can scale damage-wise. So I'm thinking Kinesis, I'm thinking Xenon, I'm thinking maybe Kine, I'm thinking, maybe Ilium, maybe like a lot of classes. You can get level 3 links, and it's just gonna be more damage on top of what you already have. Kana getting a level 3 link means more damage. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to be working on getting all of my characters to 210 that have scaling damage links, which is interesting. And then additional ways to acquire equipment and restore destroyed equipment. I'm gonna read this word for word because I think every detail is important here. This has been one of the biggest issues, in my opinion, when it comes to MapleStory, at least for Reboot, or Heroic, sorry. We recognize that Maplers are facing difficulty obtaining high-end equipment and need to rely on monster drop rates for items, especially in Heroic World where trade between players is restricted. This is true. When we were considering the introduction of the Star Force expansion feature from KMS, we concluded that the benefit of increasing the upper limit of player power needed to be maintained. This is also true. But that the acquisition structure of spare equipment, which is currently focused on boss loot, should be revamped to align with the GMS environment. When we bring over that feature, we plan to prepare various restoration methods and spare equipment acquisition routes commensurate with the time and effort players have invested. A system that allows players to collect fragments of high-level equipment and exchange them for a completed piece of equipment. So I don't know if this is going to be a shop where you can pick out the pieces, or if each boss is going to have a fragment in which you can exchange for pitched, kind of like Eternals, but for C10. And, we don't really know what bosses will actually drop this, because there have been a lot of changes in KMS that have just been announced. So we might get something similar to that, where if you do progress higher and higher above C10, you might be able to get more fragments for pitched. A system to restore destroyed equipment via a quest. I'm not entirely sure what this means. Restoring destroyed equipment via a quest. Who knows how long this quest will take or what this quest actually involves. An item dedicated to restoring destroyed equipment traces during the Star Force enhancement process. So maybe that quest gives the item. Maybe there's other ways to acquire this item. Maybe you can get the item straight from bosses. That would be really cool. Reducing the penalty for destroyed items during the Star Force enhancement process. Yeah, so basically they realized that booming, especially, at least in Heroic, is very, very rough and makes leveling up equipment here much harder than what it needs to be. Then there's also this over here. Equipment progression assistance. We plan to provide a way to help Maplers gradually grow their equipment to help alleviate the high costs associated with preparing alternative equipment for item burning and to ease the high cost of replacing or upgrading equipment in situations where only minor improvements to the current equipment are needed. A support system that helps with replacing item burning equipment step by step. A system that allows the short-term rental of specific equipment. That's going to be super weird. Depending on how much this rental actually costs, this might just be kind of dead on arrival, but who knows. Familiar system improvements. This is also very nice, assuming that the changes are actually good. Once again, with a lot of the things here, the numbers need to be tweaked to be accurate and fair, right? The familiar system has not undergone significant improvements since its revamp in 2020. I'm glad that they actually said it as outright as possible. It's just true. It has not undergone significant improvements since its revamp in 2020. It's still the exact same system. It's just that now that you can farm them anywhere. The system still sucks and it still takes way too long to get boss familiars. There are also just quirks and things about it that are annoying, like inventory bag slots. Presets locked to 2 for some reason, right? And the third one, which is the most important one, it should be placed at number 1, removing less preferred elements from the familiar potential and adjusting potential stats. This is going to be the big one that should be or should have been addressed initially, because this is what makes the familiar system so hard. I think it's fine if the tier up rate is 40%, assuming that your odds to actually hit useful stats are relatively decent. But they're not, because 90% of the stats in there are defense plus 60 or 30 or 15. This one is also very huge. Progression convenience for multiple characters. MapleStory is structured to encourage the progression of multiple characters. This is true, as evidenced by Legion, so we are improving convenience with things like sharing prerequisite quest progress between characters within the same account to make quest progression easier and allowing the free transfer of some equipment between main and alternative characters or alt characters. Now, I kind of wish that this was all equipment that you could get your hands on, but it's still a step in the right direction, which is nice. Characters within the same account will share progress on prerequisite quests. I'm pretty sure, I don't know what they're referring to this, because this has always been the case, at least for, leveling up, like when you unlock a new region. This is, you always have shared progress on prerequisite quests, so I don't know what this is referring to. Weekly quest completion limits will be changed to daily. I think this is referring to the Absolab weeklies and dailies. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe there's something that I'm not remembering off the top of my head. But once again, the third is the most important. Last but most certainly not least, the transfer of Absolab and Arcane Umbra equipment between the characters the same account will be supported. Now, the reason why this is so big is because Arcanes are actually still pretty hard to get. And Arcanes are very essential to progression. And when you have a higher income of boxes, then you can afford to kind of just send pieces to 22, right? Just go straight for shooting something to 22, because you don't have to, kind of play it carefully, box this, box that. If your income of spares is higher, it's generally better to finish a character's arcanes so that once it's all done, then you move on to the next, and it's just a trickle-down effect. And you'll start getting more boxes, which means that the progression of arcanes will also be faster, to the point where you might not even need to safeguard, which is going to alleviate the cost of arcanes by a pretty decent amount, which I think is fair, especially considering that Eternals are in the game now. I'm fine that, I think it's totally okay that Eternals are more expensive than Arcanes, even if it is a large amount, because Eternals are the current endgame equipment. System convenience improvements. Adding a favorites feature for this is actually huge. I don't care what anybody says. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had to scroll through my entire event list just to look for the specific thing that I'm looking for, because events kind of get stacked on top of each other. Like when there's a big one like the Morningstar Feast, there's a Morningstar Feast, there's going to the garden, there's the actual prep, there's the stats, there's Barumi, there's like 7 different things coming from a single event. So being able to feature a specific thing or favorite a certain thing and have it at the top means that you don't have to scroll through it all the time. It's going to be right where you know where you want it to be. Enhancing convenience and extraction and inventory organization. I don't know what this means. Enhancing convenience and extraction. Yeah, I don't know. There will also be various other minor improvements. Improving the process of opening cache items, I don't really care. Allowing the bulk of content reward boxes, who cares? Simplifying the text that needs to be input when updating certain items, okay, sure. Adding an invincibility status indicator when using invincibility skills. Invincibility status, so I would assume that's like kind of like a indicator around your HP bar. That's actually pretty cool. Why are the last bullet points of all the things over here the most important ones? That's actually kind of cool. I like that. But yeah, so big patch, a lot of stuff coming. The game is definitely going to be changing a lot very soon. And of course, the thank you gift. We did use the 30 cards and got absolutely shafted, but everything else was still very useful. We popped the 300 frags on the Adele, but I'll cover it once we get to the Adele. 19 to 20 is like fine. I mean, like I got walled like a few times, but a lot of items went up first try, so. Oh my god, it's doing it again. I want these items to move, like I actually need, like I still have more to get through, like. Still technically have the sup ring, assuming that this even goes without imploding 900 times, and I still have the pendants as well. Okay, man. Okay, my bad. Okay, we can't even see. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we cannot see 19. Okay, there we go. And then I get walled. Okay. Alright, seems like we're actually straight up just in Struggle City now. Nothing is showing up. We are in Struggle City right now. Oh my god. Why did I have a feeling that, like it just keeps taunting me, it's baiting me, man. Fuck off, dude. Okay. Okay. Oh, the wall, bro. Oh my god. The one time we do go up to 19, we just get walled, man. Holy, this 5, 10, 15 was so good to start. Now we're just falling off so hard. Is my belt 17? It is. These are also 17. It's just the pendant that's not interesting. Move! Move, please! Oh my god, 19. Holy. 19. Okay, 20. Holy shit. We are getting actually rolled. Actually rolled. Like, I don't know what else to say, man. Like, this is ridiculous. And back down we go. Yep. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Just keep bugging, I guess. Okay. Okay. Dude, what? Okay, man. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, nice. Oh my god. Wow, that took so long, dude. Holy. Alright, let's do a pendant from scratch. Because then we hit the double whammy. We get this out of 17 and straight to 21. odds. Of course, man. Of course, things that are should be costing me 4 or 5 bills gonna cost me fucking 10 every single time. Jesus, dude. Go. Thank you. And then I have to pass here. And, oh, God. Thank you. Holy fuck, man. That is so atrocious, dude. Actually diabolical. Yeah. Dude, there's no way, man. There's no way it's gonna eat fucking all of this, dude. Holy shit, I'm already down 5 bill. I'm already down 5 bill. This is crazy, man. Okay. Yeah, just eat more of my money, dude. Okay. Yeah, back down. Yeah. I've seen these patterns before. And then we're gonna bounce again. Never mind. Go. Please. Just one. Thank you. Oh my god. Relatively normal. Very surprising. Usually you get like, oh, it went instantly. Or you get, oh, this shit is struggling so hard and I'm miserable. So that's actually quite refreshing to feel like the odds are actually normal. Not necessarily in your favor or not, you know, you're getting absolutely washed. Okay? Please, let's keep this going. Please, I'm begging, man. Let's keep the show going just like this, man. I'm fucking begging, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, of course. There you go. I'm 50-50 in terms of my success and my fail rate on 19 to 20. Sorry, success and boom rate. I'm 50-50. Crazy, isn't it? What? Okay. What? Okay, wall. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting walled. Okay, okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's how 2% work. That is how 2% work. Yeah, of course. That is how 2% function. That sounds about right, you know? 1 in 50 happening 1 in fucking 3. Of course, man. I don't see anything wrong here. Of course, the rarer items deciding that they, don't want to move and they want to be a little stubborn. Okay, just bouncing around in this poo-poo zone. Just stealing my money. All good, man. Nothing new with this game, to be honest. Nothing new. Okay. And oh, okay. All right, awesome. We actually get to keep it. That's really nice, actually. Okay. Alright, done. Oh. Oh. Well, that's pretty convenient. No shit. I mean, I guess we'll hold on to this. We'll just try it on... Never mind, that flame is incredible. It has to be on this one. I want to keep this flame. It's literally a 54 flame. Alright, let's go. I mean, it's a unique potential. Like, it's not the end of the world. Alright, so let's see. Let's go. Okay. 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 And... Oh, dude. 1 and 3, man. Come on. Yes, let's go. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. Oh my. Wow. Okay. What? Okay, well, yeah, that's to be expected. Yeah. Okay, 3rd time's the charm, I guess. Come on. Okay, okay, oh my god, wow, what is going on? Alright. Okay. Come on. Thank you. Nice. I am just not that guy. I am not him. I am not Timothy Himson. I mean, still though, the Adele is still up a crazy amount. Okay. Do your thing, gang. Okay, 19. Oh. Oh. Come on. Let's see it. Come on. Come on. You fucking bastard, of course. There you go. Never mind. attack down. Okay. Whole lot of nothing going on here. Yeah, this top is hungry, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Telling you, always one of the three. Always one of the three. 19. Okay. Okay, thank you. Alright. He heard me calling him out, and he decided to actually fucking move. 19 in this thing goes. Dude, there's no way. If it sees a 19. Like, dude, oh my god. 19. Thank you. Yeah. Come on. Please. Like, dude, like, it just fucking happened again. Alright, and now I'm under odds for that too. Okay. Even 20 to 21, I'm under odds now. That's an 80%. It's supposed to happen to 1 in 5. I can tell you we're definitely more than that now. All good, dude. All good. All good, dude. 72 actually all I have on my pants? Wait, that is fucking atrocious. Oh my god, this thing has an awful flame on its bottom. What is the top? I thought it was 72 and 5. Wow, these are so fucking mid. I need to improve these. Okay. Wow. Oh my god, that wasn't too bad. Okay, it actually rebounded really fast. Alright, I mean, fuck it. I think we just give it a shot. Let's just see what happens. I brought all my money, right? Okay. Okay. Taking a sweet time. Oh my god. It's all good, man. Take as much time as you need. I love you. Alright, you are important. I care for you. This one is chunking money. We don't have that many taps. Alright, into the fun zone. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. This is looking like it's an 18 and it goes. Okay. Come on. Oh, come on. $19. Okay. Sorry, let me hands are palms are sweaty. Knees weak, arms are heavy. You know? Okay. 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 Oh, come on. Now is not the time. Oh, please, come on. Like, now's not the time to get walled, bro. Please. I'm fucking begging, dude. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Of course I boom. Of course I boom before I even pass. The 2% is bigger than the 30. The 2% is literally bigger than the 30. It's all good, man. It's all good. Alright, we're already down 2 of those. That's pretty fucking sad. And eye patches are obviously so good because it would be such a nice upgrade. Over a bean mark, but yeah, that'll pretty much be it. I don't want to really go on anything else with 8 bill. So that's probably where I'm gonna call it. Alrighty, so here we are on the Cannoneer, and because this video is jam-packed with a lot of things for the characters that I haven't really touched, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Nothing has changed on the Cannoneer, but through the bosses that we've done, we've actually managed to pull another eye patch. This guy is actually stacking up on eye patches, which is really cool, and we got another daybreak. Besides that, nothing has changed on the Cannoneer. Alrighty, so for the Khali, after I did some starring on the Adele and the Bowmaster, I did have some money left over, so I wanted to give something a shot on the Khali. And if you're keen in terms of your observation in comparison to last week, you'll notice that something has changed in this character's inventory. Not in the equip inventory, sadly, though. We did try the eye patch again because obviously if I can replace this, this would be a huge improvement. We tried the second eye patch only to aggressively get walled and to boom before we even see 20 stars, which is really sad, so we're gonna have to wait for another one. Now, this character still does have a Berserk and ET, so it still does have chances for pitched, and I'm hoping that the pitched opportunities will continue to show up, considering that my drop rate is maxed on this character, but only time will tell. For any sort of pitch that I tap on these characters, it's going to be on event. Pitched generally is going to be very expensive because I'm going to safeguard, and with the Star Force changes coming, boom rates will be higher unless if you do it on event, so yeah, we're pretty much going to be doing it exclusively on event. So some of these items you will see sit in my inventory for a while, and work still needs to be done on the last 2 characters, but once again, I'll cover that when I get to them. But for now, let's shuffle on over to the marksman. Man of mark variety hasn't changed at all whatsoever. We are up another daybreak though, so this character is amassing a huge amount of spares. As you can see, this character's inventory is very full. It's getting bottlenecked quite a bit. Pretty much every week, this character's inventory is filling up, and it's a little annoying. So the next event, we're probably gonna put some eyes on the marksman and see what I can do. The goal for the marksman would be to try getting rid of a lot of the items that are sitting at 21. So like the slime ring would be huge. The Dominator pendant would be nice. The KT would be nice. Or even another, like any sort of arcanes would be nice. But the most important thing, more than anything, is of course the slime ring. These slime rings are starting to take up a lot of inventory space. And, you know, if we were to get the sup ring as well, then I can pretty much just discard all of my KTs, assuming that all these go 22. So I'd be clearing up what looks like almost 30 inventory slots, right? But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I could also just discard these bean marks and spare sub pieces that I have, because the collection is growing to be quite a large collection. As you can see here, this is at least 11 items. 11 items here, 6 here. Like, realistically, I can clean up things in this character's inventory, but I don't want to discard them just, you know, too soon. Because you never know, especially with the new patch coming up, I might as well just try and hold on to as many items as possible. But yeah, that'll be it for the marksman. Let's head on over to the dual blade. The dual blade hasn't changed. It's gotten a daybreak from Vihilla, and it's still making its small shuffle towards leveling up its 6th job. We are almost at 9 and 9 for Phantom Blow and Azuras, and I think after that I will do either Mortality and Blade Clone, or I might just do the Mastery 3 and 4. I might just straight up get all of these to 9. Because the 4th Mastery especially gives a lot of damage to Mortality. And some damage to Phantom Blow, which isn't the worst, but the Mortality damage is the big thing here. 10% for each level is actually massive, but the fact that this doubles up in terms of giving more damage to Blade Clone, and not an insignificant amount either, 6%, and 5% to Mortality makes this also a decent level up. So, yeah. Slowly but surely we're making our way to this character actually having some form of 6th job. And it's starting to show. This character's bosses are starting to get a lot easier just by putting levels into everything. If I do ever have the time, I probably will try to pop a WAP or 2 on this character. Because, of course, like if I can get my hands on more frags for this character, it'll definitely make my transition into the Legion champion system a lot smoother. Because, of course, if I can get my first character straight to H-Saren, then I can translate that to the Cannoneer and the Khali, respectively. So, yeah, let's shuffle on to the big 2, the stars of this week. Let's start with the Bowmaster. So for this week in particular, I'm not going to call this character a Bowmaster, I'm going to call it a Brickmaster, because I bricked so friggin' hard on this character, it's actually awful. I managed to get absolutely nothing that I wanted on this character within 80-something bill. The only thing that I managed to accomplish in 80 bill was getting the bottom, top, and hat to 21 from 17, getting 2 arcane pieces from 17 to 21, getting the cape and the boots from 10 to 17, getting the belt and the earrings from 17 to 20, haven't touched the pendants because I boomed 6 Dominator pendants without seeing a single one going to 21. 6 of them. And I used Safeguard. By the way, Guardian Angel Ring also didn't go up because we blew up. The Pap Mark didn't go up because it also blew up. The Sub Ring, I definitely could have done, but I ran out of money and I wanted to move on to the Adele. And the Kana's Treasure is 21. So pretty much I got 4 items to 21, 2 items to 20, and 2 items to 17. 4 items to 17. An 80 bill. This character's gains were absolutely atrocious. This character, I think, was 46 or 44 mil before the event, and it's now at 55. Now, it is a good enough improvement to the point where I actually can do C10 on this character. All of C10 is taking 90 minutes on this character, which is disgusting considering this character is only 55 mil. I did not mean to press that. And the fact that this character is only level 264, and the fact that it doesn't even have that many frags in its Hexamatrix. If anything, it just has the bare minimum. So the fact that it's got all of that going for it in terms of its clears, in terms of C10, is kind of insane, if you ask me. Now, as this character clears C10, there is potential for this character to get a Cont 4. If it gets a Cont 4, then its clears will be even faster by a large margin. There's a lot of instances where I can't get to certain thresholds because the DPM without Cont feels really, really bad. This class does no damage over time anymore. And it shows. This class feels like Night Lord. It's a really weird. But yeah, overall though, even though this character's event was so bad, it was still decent, and the only reason why it was decent is because of all of the things that I managed to get on the Adele. The Adele actually clutched up for the Bowmaster. The Adele carried its weight and some more on top of that. The Adele definitely picked up this character slack, so we're gonna go and talk about the Adele because the Adele is the character that I actually want to talk about. So here we are on the Adele. Now this is the big winner of this event. And it's not even close. I spent, if anything, at the most 50 something bill on this character. And this character started at 26 mil, give or take, and ended up at 46, which is colossal gains. Absolutely massive. It's not even close. So let's actually gloss over what actually changed. So let's start with the two arcanes. From 10 to 17, always. Whenever you have arcanes, take the chance to get them to 17 on event. The superior belt is up to 20 stars, which is nice, so it's up from 17. We managed to get a belt up. The top and bottom are at 21, up from 17. Then our earrings. So this character actually had an earring spare in its inventory, 2 earring spares. So I just decided, fuck it, why not? Because I had a whole bunch of reinforced earrings as well. So the fact that the first one went to 20 plus, we had to give it a shot. And here we are with 22-star Gollux earrings. Absolutely massive. The bean mark is up from 17 to 20, unlike the Bowmaster, where the bean mark also boomed, and I couldn't even get it to 20. Superior Pendant is at 17 because this character shared the exact same fate as the Bowmaster, where 3 Dominator Pendants and 3 Daybreaks died, fully safeguarding before they even saw 20, which is cool. Actually, one of the Dominators saw 20, but it didn't see 21, so unlucky. One of the Daybreaks did see 21, so out of the 4 Daybreaks that I had, 3 Daybreaks that I had, one of them saw 21, so that's good. So the Daybreak is 21. Slime Ring is still sitting at 17. I didn't have enough money to actually tap this, because there are other items that I actually did tap, like the... no, I didn't. Wait, did I actually not tap these? No, okay, I actually didn't tap these. I did, however, tap the Twilight Mark, which went to 21. This was, I think, one of the fastest items that went. I think this went in under a bill, which is really nice. And then the hat is also 21. So pretty much I managed to get 70% of this character's inventory to 21. Or 20 or 22. Something of the sort. The only thing that I'm missing is the pendant and the rings on this character. And this character will be... I'm gonna say the dumb thing, full 21 minus arcanes. But that's still a very nice threshold to hit because that's when you can start clearing C10 very comfortably. So the fact that this character is hitting 46 mil combat power without even being 5-set arcane is absolutely nuts. Because the weapon is just such a big gain by itself. The weapon is gonna be at least 7 to 10 mil. Considering my current combat power, and then each of the pieces is going to be, give or take, 2 to 3 mil a pop. So after all of the changes, I should be looking north of 60 mil. And considering that this character's event went so well, and considering that I have more spares on this character than I do on my Adele makes me feel more inclined to actually progress on this character first, straight up just because it had a better event, and because it's actually more suited towards progressing because it actually has a better ring for the class itself. And I actually like farming on this class more than Bowmaster. Well, at least for now, while I am in Cernium. Lib 4 is very lazy, if not the laziest Lib 4 I've had out of all of my characters, which is very crazy to think about. I never thought Adele would be this lazy, but no joke, I throw one cleave in front of me, it cleaves all 3 platforms, and everything behind me just dies to the swords or the summons that I have up, like the other Janus and Fountain. So yeah, farming on this class has actually been nuts. I'm very surprised as to how good the farming is on this class, and I wouldn't be surprised if it actually translated to Arcus as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with the Adele. If anything, once I get my Bowmaster to 265, I might actually switch gears and start pushing this character to 265 instead of, or to 270 and higher, to 275 instead of the Bowmaster. But once again, we'll have to wait and see. But this is currently how I'm feeling about the Adele. And yeah, that'll pretty much be it. Now, I will say with the release of that Inkwell note, or with the announcement of the Inkwell note, I actually do feel a little bit more motivated to actually start playing Maple, because it doesn't feel like my time is going into the void, which is really nice. So if I do find the time, maybe I will progress him more than I have been over the past couple weeks. But once again, I do want to apologize because the time has been relatively rough. As you can see, even right now, the lighting is very sus because I'm recording this at nighttime, and for you guys, this video is probably going to be out very late or very early if you're on different parts of the globe. So yeah, not really much to say, but there is a lot to do, and I'm hoping that I can get it done. But I hope that you guys enjoyed. This series will continue for as long as I keep playing. And if you guys like the series, please do not forget to like, comment, and sub, because I will literally eat your mesos faster than Star Forcing does.